Hello friends of the motion design world. This video is dedicated to those who like to sketch, draw, ink, paint, but have never been able to animate those drawings. We're gonna see on how easy it is to just get your drawings and import them in After Effects and let them move around the screen and have a lot of fun. So first of all, let's have a look at what you can do, and then we'll move inside After Effects and have a little bit of fun. Let's see.
I love you! Bing, bang!
Okay guys, now we are in After Effects. Let's say we have done all the sketches, all the drawings we wanted, and now we want to animate them. So we have taken a photo of the final result, and maybe we have a video of something we want our sketches to interact with, as you have seen in my video. So let's just drag and drop them in the Project tab in After Effects. Let's create a composition. Let's click here, and we go with Full HD 1920 1080 24 sec 24 it depends where you are. I'm using 25 because no, I think it's 24. I've recorded 24 FPS the video, and duration is 10 seconds. Click on OK. Okay, now that we have the background video and the image with the pen that we want to animate into the project, we are going to put both on the timeline into the composition. I'm gonna do just a very quick example. I'm gonna tell you how to isolate the pen and how to animate it, but yeah, I'm not gonna do a very long video, a very long tutorial, because otherwise you get asleep. No problem. We are gonna do something very quick and easy, and then you can play with that as long as you want. So we have the background video on the bottom, we have the image on the top. Now I see that the background video is rotated by 90 degrees. It's very easy to fix that. Just select the video, press R and put -90 to move it back into correct position. Then enable again the layer with the pen. With the layer of the pen selected, you can now you want to isolate the image that you want to animate. So how do you isolate that? You can just get the pen tool here with the layer selected. With that you are going to create a mask. So maybe you can with the mouse wheel you can zoom a little bit and start creating a mask like this. So if you want to create curves, you just push and hold the button down till you see the handles here. Otherwise just click when there's no curve and you're okay. Just follow more or less the form of the object. Then you can surely fine-tune it later. Like that, and then let's finish like that. Now, yeah, you see that the filter is applied directly. If you don't have this situation, maybe just have a look. You see, if you select the layer here, you press M. You see that here mask 1 is the mask that we have just created. You should be like this mode add. If you do subtract, it's going to do the contrary, just subtracting the mask. But what you want to do is keep add on here. Now you see that the cut is not perfect in here. you just select back with the pen tool still selected. You select the path that you want to change. You see here, for instance, it's gonna be difficult. You have to break, okay, the handles here. And how do you break the handles? Because you see you are moving both arms together. But if you push Alt or Option on the Macintosh and then click, you see that you are going to move just one of the handles, and this is what you want to do here. So, and then you can move it back into position like that, and that's it. Okay, now we have our object cat. We can move it, yeah, we can move it around in our screen. You have many ways to animate it. First one is using the transform. So if you select back the layer and you click on transform, you can use position, scale and rotation to animate it. You see here, for example, for rotation, you can just use this and put some keyframes on the timeline. If you want to add to modify the position from where the layer is rotating, you have just to modify the anchor point using the pan behind. So you click on the pan behind tool here on the menu, and then you can modify and move. You see here, you can put it everywhere. Yeah, for instance, if you want to move it from one side, you're gonna leave it there. V to go again to the selection tool, and then tuck tuck tuck. You see that now it's rotating from this part. And now you have just to modify. It's just a matter of putting keyframes somewhere. So, for instance, this is the initial positions. You put a keyframe, clicking on the stopwatch here, and you move to 1 second, and then you see that you can now rotate somewhere like that. You see, it's not very nice because it's a little bit, yeah, linear. It's linear, the movement. What to have it a little bit smoother, you just select both keyframes and type F9 on your keyboard. You see that now you've activated the easy ease. You see that the animation is smoother now. It's nicer, you see. Okay, that's one very easy thing to do. Okay, now you can just accumulate your movements. You can use rotation, scale, and positions. Just, yeah, where you can put keyframes wherever you want. There is this is I would say beginner level. If you're an intermediate user, you might want to use a nicer way to animate things, which is using the puppet tools. Let's say that you have here your pen, and you want to use the puppet position pin tool. So it's here on the menu on the top. Just select it with your layer selected, and start putting the pins from which will act as places that you can move or keep in the same place. Just for a pen, you can just use three pins, for instance, and you want to do what this does. It's so cool. Yeah, wow, now you can move like that. Yeah, it's really cool, huh? It's just really another level comparing to the transform tools. And then you see you can move. They are independent. When you move, the other two remain in position. Yeah, you have just to pay attention that sometimes if you it can start to break, you see. So just keep an eye on what you can do and what you can't do. But yeah, you see the potential of this is enormous, I would say. So once you start put a pin and move them, you see that the keyframe is created in here. You see this is on the effects, but you can either expand this or you can just type U on the keyboard to see what are all the active keyframes on this layer. And you see that you have 3 keyframes one on each of the pins. So when you, for instance, you can move a half a second away, and you can yeah, you can just Yeah, sorry, this is something that you have to pay attention to. You have to select the what's happening. Yeah, I know that what's happening. What's happening is that I have selected all the three pins here, so I have to deselect them, and then once you have deselected them, of course I did this on purpose so that you can see it won't happen to you. Yeah. Now you can move the pins in the position that you want. Okay, like that. So you see it rock. But now what you wanna do is maybe to to activate the ease on those as well because it's so much nicer. Yes. This there is one more thing that's worth mentioning, which is the fact that we want to the pen to disappear when it goes outside of the sketchbook in the video in the background. You see that now it's going out, which is not what we want. We want this part to disappear. So how do we do that? Is easy. So let's deselect the layers here. Let's press the pen tool here or just G on the keyboard, and let's create a shape layer with the form that we want to use as mask, as matte. So let's create more or less the form like that. Now we have this rectangle form, and what we gotta do is to enable the track matte on this. If you don't see this column track matte, you can just click on the button here, expand or collapse the transfer controls pane, or just toggle switches. It depends on what you have enabled. But you see that now you have to select the track matte here on the image with the pen and select alpha matte shape layer 1. At this point you can hide the shape layer, and you see that it's working as we wanted. So the pen is disappearing when it's going outside of the bound of the sketchbook in the video behind. So now you know how to use the transforms, how to use the puppet tool to move your object, and now it's up to you to have fun. You can do whatever you like. You can have your object interact with the video behind, and that's something very easy now, as you have seen. So next step, once you have your animation done, you might want to export it. So nothing easier than that. So you have just to go to composition and add to render queue, and you can just click on render if your output module and output is already set. But just click on output module. I mean, normally you should have what's standard or your machine have AVI or MOV, or you can do you can take the format you like. But if you keep AVI as I have, it's going to be create quite a big video file, but that's not a problem. Here you can just set the position of the path of your output file, and then you click on render, and you see that the video is being rendered. Now we've not done anything more than the first keyframe, so it's not a big video to watch, but I'm sure you're gonna do something very cool, and I'm sure you will share this on your social. You can tag me so that I can have a look at what you have created. It would be a pleasure to comment on that. Any question you have, just leave a comment below in the comments. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to do one tutorial per week, more or less. And I try to keep this frequency, and so anytime you come back, you will have more material to look at and to study. Have fun for today, and see you next week.